Maayong iligan, I am Rizalyn S. Hangaw. I am applying for junior high school and senior high school teaching position at Espiridion F. N. Cabo Memorial High School.
Morning, Ma'am Hangaw.
Good morning, sir.
Are you ready for your interview today?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So your first question, give specific example of you employed assessment strategy to learners with varied learning styles.
Thank you for that question, sir. This question is really timely and relevant, especially to the setup we have in the Philippine public school, where sectioning is heterogeneous types. Every time I handle a class, I always do pre-assessment or diagnostic assessment to the entire class, so I would be able to know the types of intelligences my learners have. And so, I would align my class activities and assessment to the kind of intelligences my learners have. Example, the strategy I applied to the class I recently handled was first, I identified the common intelligences that my class have. And I found out that there were 3 types of intelligences they have. These are, first, visual spatial intelligence, second, bodily kinesthetic intelligence, and the third one is the logical mathematical intelligence. The topic was about speed and velocity. For the learners who are under visual spatial intelligence, with guidelines, worksheets, and rubrics I made, I asked them to create a video explaining the concept of speed and velocity. While the learners who are under bodily kinesthetic, with guidelines, worksheets, and rubrics I made, I asked them to do the actual running so that they can explain the concept of speed and velocity based on their personal experiences. Lastly, the learners who are under logical mathematical intelligences, with the same guidelines, worksheets, and rubrics I made, I asked them to create a toy car in which their toy car can be used to explain the concept of speed and velocity. I believe, as an educator, we should consider the different types of learning capabilities of our learners to allow everybody to succeed at learning. Just like the mantra of DepEd, no one will be left behind.
Okay, Ma'am Hangaw, for your second question, tell us about a time when you had to consider conflicting workloads when planning a task or project, and how did you handle the situation and what was the result?
I remember an experience I had in my previous school where my school head gave so much trust in my capabilities to the extent that she would give me an admin works aside from my regular job as a teacher. At that time, I felt honored, happy, and overwhelmed. So I had to work day and night so I would be able to deliver good results. The admin works was very conflicting to my job as a teacher, but I never give up because I am a warrior. In that experience, I learned the importance of time management and balance. This means knowing how to spend your working hours to maximize your productivity and accomplish your goals. With the right time management, life becomes easier. You will know the difference between working hard and working smart. In fact, when I was still working in that school, I have 2 hours free time. So I always made sure that the first free time that would be intended for my paperworks, and lesson planning. And the second 3R, that would be intended for my admin works. And I would spend my noon break doing paperworks, because noon break for me is for my free time, for my lunch break, because I believe we need to balance everything. We need to take care of our body and mental health. In this matter, I was able to gain positive results doing this strategy. And I am planning to do this for the rest of my teaching days.
Thank you so much for answering the second question, Ma'am Hangaw. Are you ready for your third question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. For your third question, tell us an instance that you see the importance of family support in achieving good performance in school, and what motivation you did to keep up their support.
I can relate to this question very much because I have a very loving and supportive family. They always understand me, and as much as possible, I also do the same thing to them. In my previous school, as I mentioned earlier, I was doing paperworks for my students and admin works at the same time. Thanks to time management, everything went well. But to be honest, that time was very tiring and stressful to me. But I am just so lucky because my family always understand me and willing to inspire me and motivate me always. Because of hard work, I was one of the outstanding teachers in my previous school. I was so honored and happy that time. That's why I am thankful for my family. They are my core and one of the reasons why I am working so hard right now. I always make sure that I reciprocate the love and support they are giving me. That's why I am very patient with them. I always understand their needs. I always show my support with the things they like. And lastly, I am making sure that they have me through thick and thin. That no matter what happens, they have me.